Hello everyone, welcome back to SAYAM Draws Radio. So glad you could join me today. Let's continue on with our animation of that featuring Watame. This is part 16, I believe. Making very slow progress. That's okay. Just gonna take our time with this project. Just take a quick look at my reference here. Okay, let's grab the head. Just gonna move it down a bit. Today I went to Fan Expo, Canada, 2022. It was a very good convention. It's quite fun. A lot of great art booths. And the highlight of that visit to Fan Expo was a VTuber panel which taught about how to be a VTuber. I learned so much from it. It was a great panel. I actually went in not knowing what to expect. I was just going there to sort of connect with people and just to learn a few tips. But it turned out to be a great time. I actually went in with the assumption that a person was going to do the panel, like a physical human being. But it was actually a VTuber called Gamaniki on Twitch, Kamaniki on Twitch, and she did a really great job of teaching how to be a VTuber. If you guys are interested, I'd highly suggest checking her out. She's an art streamer, same as me. Better than me. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking her out. There are quite a lot of people there, all with, well, not all of them wanted to become VTubers actually. Some of them were there to ask questions about modeling and rigging. There's one guy who asked a question about marketing, how to market yourself, about sponsorships. It was a very interesting question. Probably in business or something. Well, not in business, but he's probably studying business and wants to see how he could do business in this area. Great panel, great people. The Kamaniki VTuber, she did a great job of explaining. She had a whole PowerPoint set up and everything. It's pretty good. I really appreciate people who really put in a lot of effort to teach, right? I guess, for some people that's their passion, right? To teach. I'm always grateful for them, wanting to teach, helping people out, making themselves available. For me, I like to teach. I've done it a few times. But the strange thing is, there are certain things that I don't like to teach, and actually, here's what's strange about it. What's strange is that I don't like to teach subjects that I'm good at least relatively good at. For example, if you've seen my singing stream, you may be aware that I play a little bit of guitar. Not very well, but I can still play. And I don't enjoy teaching guitar. It's the strangest thing, I don't know why. I actually get pretty frustrated if I have to teach guitar. And it doesn't make any sense to me because I enjoy teaching. I enjoy teaching, what do I enjoy teaching? I guess I enjoy teaching. What do I enjoy teaching? What have I taught? Well, I've taught English. Okay, so English. I enjoy teaching English, right? I've taught English to people who don't speak English fluently, right? And it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. I felt like I did a good job, and I became close friends with the people who were trying to learn. So I enjoyed that, but strangely enough, guitar, I can't do it. I actually grow very impatient with students. Although now that I think about it, it could be that there are just certain people I don't like to teach very much. And I hope this doesn't make me sound like such a terrible person. It will, but hear me out a bit. People who are more of age. I don't really like to teach. People who are older than me. By a lot. I've had to teach a few adults. Again, I'm not a professional teacher or a professional guitar player in any way, but some adults have approached me, asking me to teach them guitar. Some of these adults, want to get into a little hobby. They're not really doing too much, maybe, in their lives at the moment, so they just want to learn a little bit, right? I've had adults come to me like that, and I've taught them, but I realize now, I enjoy teaching guitar. I don't enjoy teaching guitar to adults. I think the reason is they are too. Again, this is making me sound really bad, but they are too stiff. Number one, they are older, so their bodies don't move as well as young people, so their fingers will often be unable to, do what they want to do. And another reason is that they're just kind of stiff in mentality, right? They've lived their whole lives doing certain things, right? It's been 40, 50 years. They've been doing a certain job, a certain, they've had certain habits for that long, right? And if you have habits like that for 40, 50 years, you're not going to change it in one guitar lesson, right? So the way they use their hands, right? It's not going to change all of a sudden. They're going to have a hard time. They're going to be stiff. They're going to really be slow. And for some, it might even be impossible, right? But, they still want to learn. And so I'll teach them, but I'll sort of teach them impatiently. very sort of, for example, there was one lady. She was the sweetest lady, I swear, the sweetest lady. She would just do everything for everybody, just always helping, always cleaning. The sweetest lady, right? And I liked her too. It wasn't that, I disliked her in any way. She was a great lady, right? But then she wanted to learn guitar, and, she was so excited, so enthusiastic, and I sort of shut her down. Really, unfortunately, to be honest, I still feel a bit bad about it to this day, right? But what did I do? She was trying to figure out how to play a chord, like a D chord. And I'd just be, okay, put your finger here, put that finger there, put this finger here, right? And she'd be like, struggling, just trying to get fingers in place, doing her best, but she's not really able to do it. And I was like, finger there, this one here, that one there, right? And she's still trying, and, I'd just kind of do it like that. I'd be kind of very unwilling to help, sort of, and I feel pretty bad about that. But yeah, I don't think I really enjoy teaching adults anything, I guess. I'm a pretty bad person, but young people, I love to teach. I love to teach because they are so full of energy. They're so full of, what's the word I'm looking for? Potential. They've never tried guitar before. They've never really tried speaking English before, right? But you start getting them into it. You start getting them passionate about it. And once they start doing it, they're not good. And yeah, it's a little bit iffy. But the thing is, there are times when you see a bit of talent shining, right? It's like you're seeing diamonds in the rough a little bit. And that really excites me, I think, when I teach. Just seeing those diamonds in the rough, right? I can actually get through the rough patches with young people. Why? Because I know that they're going to get better. Adults, I don't really know. Like, they might, not really get better. At least not at a quick pace, right? But young kids, just right away, they'll get it. Boom, 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 done, done, done. You get it, right? So it's like watching diamonds in the rough and just watching that kind of grow and become cleaned and shined, and it's a really fun process. It's fun to be part of that. So yeah, long story short, I like to teach, but I don't like to teach adults. That's the gist of it. So yeah, I really appreciate people like Gamaniki, right, who do something like this. I don't know if the panel, if Fan Expo invited her or if she volunteered, but whatever the case, she did it, right? She did it. She went and prepared all that PowerPoint, right? She prepared all the things she was going to talk about. She set up everything, on her end, and it's also kind of probably nerve-wracking. I think it was probably the first time that she had ever done this, right? Being at a panel and teaching, all these newbies, right? All these shy, sort of timid and inexperienced people, right? And again, that's not easy, right? You got to kind of get those people warmed up. You got to kind of encourage them. You got to excite them, right? And I think she did such a great job of that. And I seriously learned so much from her. I really probably couldn't thank her enough for the stuff that she taught, but it was a very good panel. There's also another great VTuber who sort of teaches how to create models and stuff, and that's Syrafire, 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 on YouTube. I've been watching a lot of her stuff to try to learn how to create a model and things like that. And if you're someone who's looking to do that, right? Looking to create your own model, because paying for one is pretty pricey, then I would highly suggest checking her out, because you can just automatically tell how much work she has put in creating her videos to help others. It's incredible. Yeah, that panel was great. Made a new friend. Also someone who's been interested in getting into the sort of VTuber scene. So it was just a great day for connecting and meeting new people, meeting a new VTuber. It was a great day. And the people who asked questions too. I really feel there was such a great diversity of questions because personally for me, I asked about VTubing. My question was, what's the sort of most basic, most important thing that a VTuber needs, right? Is it, the ability to fill in dead air? Is it good diction, right? Good pronunciation? Is it having a lot of interesting stories? Is it having a good sense of humor? Having a good character design? What's the most basic thing a VTuber needs, right? And her answer was probably the best answer anyone could have given, which was you need to have a good personality, right? You need to have an interesting personality. Doesn't matter about character design. You could have a pretty low-end character design, but if you have a good personality, then that's what's going to make people want to stay. And I couldn't agree more. I'd never thought of it though, and it was just sort of eye-opening to hear. What was I looking for? So that was great, but then there were also questions. Like I said, there was a guy asking about marketing. He was asking, how did you advertise yourself as a VTuber? How do you get sponsorships? And her answer was something along the lines of, well, normally she will go out and ask sponsors to sponsor her. And as for marketing, she didn't really know because she hadn't done that before, but again, it's still a great answer, right? It's good to know that, as a sort of maybe art streamer particularly, you need to actually put yourself out there and be a bit proactive in asking for sponsorships, whereas apparently streamers on the gaming side, as long as you become really well known, I guess gaming sponsorships will usually contact you first, is what I understood from that answer that she gave. And then someone else came asking about modeling, rigging. Apparently she had friends that asking her to create models or rig for them. And she wanted to ask, how do I create a design for them? What kinds of things should I try to do? And again, best answer that could have been given, Kamaniki said, first you gotta know what they want, right? And apparently, for Kamaniki, she's had people who ask for models and rigging without any idea of what they want, right? And that's impossible, right, to do, that kind of commission. So that was also great advice. There was one more, I feel like it was pretty good. There was one really funny guy, the first guy, he was pretty interesting. Apparently he was he was asking about, he was asking about Code Miko. And at first, Kamaniki couldn't understand because she didn't hear Code Miko correctly. But he was asking about how in the world she does her thing, right? How in the world does she do the full body tracking? How does she do that completely realistic look to her model? And apparently, according to Kamaniki, that sort of equipment is sort of like the Hollywood equipment, sort of the equipment they use in making games or movies, right? CG and all that. And apparently it costs like $20,000, or I mean not $20,000, $20,000, right? Which that's pretty crazy. I had no idea that it would be so costly for that thing, but now that I think about it, it does make a lot of sense. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. So anyways, it was a great panel because everyone came with such a diverse amount of questions. Nobody was just all about VTubing, right? It was about modeling, it was about rigging, it was about marketing, it was about other VTubers. And I think that also really helped me to sort of open up my eyes to all different aspects of VTubing. It's like I would have never thought about marketing, sponsorships, advertisements. I would have never thought about that kind of modeling, rigging question. Also, it was pretty exciting because it was the first time I've, sort of seen a VTuber at a panel, and that was pretty fun, not gonna lie. There's something very, well, I suppose it's the same sort of feeling anyone would get from seeing like a voice actor or an actor at a panel. You just get excited to see someone you like, or just someone famous, I guess. And though I didn't know Kamaniki from the start, I didn't know who would be giving that panel. I think it was a very cool experience to meet a VTuber like that. It's a great expo. Okay, that's pretty much done there. I think the most helpful advice that she gave was that, because one person had asked, how does an up-and-coming streamer, up-and-coming VTuber gain more viewers, right? How do you become more popular? And her answer was, you gotta use social media. You've gotta put yourself out there. You've gotta start conversations with other VTubers. Try to form relationships, right? And, have nice conversations with those VTubers so that when other people see your conversations, right, from that VTuber's fan base, they can also find that you are a VTuber and become interested and maybe check you out, right? And she was saying that, social media, particularly Twitter, is a great place to do that. One really good advice she gave me was do not put links in Twitter posts, which I didn't know, because apparently Twitter's algorithm doesn't like to show those sorts of tweets. I had no idea about that. Now I do, thank God, and I won't do it again. Right. But that was the most helpful advice I think I got from that panel. But man, I was exhausted from that day, just from today. Because how long had I been walking? I've been walking, let's see, I started walking around 1, ended at 7. Spent an hour sitting at the panel, so about 6 hours walking non-stop. Just checking out all the art galleries and the stores. I hadn't walked that long in a very long time. So my legs were they were out of it. I'm pretty glad that she was also a art streamer. I was actually very surprised to learn that. I thought for sure it'd be a gaming VTuber. Of course she does do gaming, but her main thing is art. So I was very surprised to hear that she was also an art streamer. And I've checked out her art. It's very beautiful. If you guys like good art, definitely recommend checking her out. She's very talented. Very talented. But yeah, it was also very encouraging to see so many people there, with passion, it's the same passion that I have. I really wish I could have sort of connected with more people there. But that's not necessarily what that was, right? It's not necessarily a networking event. It kind of is, right? But it's mostly a panel. So you're just there to kind of learn and talk with that VTuber. But it was very encouraging to see a lot of people with the same kind of drive, same kind of passion. I really hope to meet more people like that, and just to get part of a really good community. So it was a good day today, and I hope that you had a good day today as well. That's all the time I have for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me on today's stream. I hope to see you again soon, and until then, I hope you have a great day, or a good night, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.